According to International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, 1966, Article 1 clearly stated, all people have the right of self-determination. By virtue of that right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. The quest for Biafra independence is deeply rooted in historical grievances, cultural identity, and the universal principle of self-determination. Welcome back to our channel, and in this video we dive into the legal and moral argument supporting Biafra's aspiration to become an independent state. And in this video, we will examine national and international laws that underpin this pursuit. The story of Biafra did not begin with the Civil War. It began with a deep-rooted system of inequality and betrayal. When Nigeria gained independence in 1960, it was meant for a fresh start, a chance for all its regions to build a united and prosperous future. But instead of unity, the eastern region, home to the Igbo people, found itself marginalized. The wealth of the region, its oil, its agriculture, its innovation was drained to fuel the rest of the nation, while the people who lived in the region were left with little or nothing to show for it. And then came the chaos. In the mid-1960s, thousands of Igbos living in the northern Nigeria were massacred in a series of violent riots. Men, women, and children were hunted down simply because of their ethnicity. Those who survived fled back to the east, seeking safety among their own, but safety never came. In 1967, after enduring years of violence and systemic oppression, the eastern region declared itself the Republic of Biafra. This was not an act of rebellion, it was an act of survival. But the Nigerian government saw it differently. What followed was a brutal civil war. For 3 years, the people of Biafra fought with everything they had, but it wasn't just the war that broke them, it was the blockade. The Nigerian government cut off food and supplies to Biafra, using starvation as a weapon. Over 3 million people, mostly children, died in what the world now remember as one of the darkest chapters in African history. In 1970, Biafra surrendered. The war was over, but the suffering was not. The promises of no victor, no vanquished proved hollow. The wounds of war were never healed, and the Biafran people have continued to live as second-class citizens in their own country. Now, to understand if what the Biafran people are asking for is doable, we need to first of all understand the meaning of self-determination. Self-determination is a simple idea that every people has the right to decide how they want to live, how they want to be governed, and how they want to build their future. It is a principle that lies at the heart of the international law. So generally speaking, the Nigerian government does not even have much to say about this. The United Nations chapter, the document that guides nations around the world, makes it clear that self-determination is a right, not a privilege. I repeat, it is a right and not a privilege. The International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the African chapter on Human and People Rights echoes this, affirming that every group of people has the right to exist and to decide their own destiny. It is important to note that for the Biafran people, self-determination is not just about wanting independence. It is about needing it. When a government fails to protect its people, when it strips them of their dignity and exploits their resources, those people have every right to say enough. Even as of today, the people of Biafra, those agitating for Biafra freedom, are still facing systemic oppression. Biafra agitators are arrested, tortured, and even killed for daring to speak out. Peaceful protests are met with violence. Communities are left underdeveloped despite being home to some of the richest oil reserves in the country. The people of Biafra do not want violence if the right thing will be done. All they are asking for is freedom. They want the chance to control their own resources, elect their own leaders, and build their own future. They are not asking for more than they deserve. It is also important to note that Biafra is not alone in its fight for independence. History is full of examples of people who have broken free from oppression. Kosovo declared independence from Serbia in 2008, and the International Court of Justice ruled that it did not violate international law. South Sudan became an independent nation in 2011 after decades of war and suffering. Eritrea won its independence from Ethiopia after a long, bitter struggle. These examples shows that when people's rights are continually violated, the international community has a moral obligation to support their quest for freedom. Of course, the path to independence is not easy. Opponents argue that allowing Biafra to secede would destabilize Nigeria. But let's be clear, oppression is what creates instability, not freedom. A peaceful and negotiated process like a referendum could allow the people of Biafra to decide their future without violence. We have some people also asking if Biafra would survive as an independent nation. But with its vast natural resources and the determination of its people, there is no doubt that Biafra could thrive. So the question now is, what steps should be taken to truly achieve Biafra independence? Like I said before, the Nigerian government does not really have much to say over this. It all depends on the international community. The global community must step in to mediate talks between the Nigerian government and the Biafran leaders. Secondly, a referendum. The people of Biafra should have the chance to vote on their future, just as South Sudan and the other countries did. 3. Accountability. The Nigerian government must be held accountable for its treatment of the Biafran people. But I must be honest with you all, the path ahead will not be easy, but it is a path worthy of walking. The fight for Biafra independence is not just a political struggle, it is a moral one. It is a fight for the right to exist, to be heard, and to live with dignity. It is a fight that calls on all of us to stand for justice and demand for a world where every people has the freedom to determine their own future. So thank you so much for watching. I would like to hear what you have to say, and with all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce to you all that the United State of Biafra has been declared in Finland. I posted a video of it earlier, so you can scroll to my channel to watch it. And also, I'm going to leave you all to please help me by liking and sharing this video. Don't forget to share your thoughts with me on the comment section. And with all of that being said, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time and effort. Remain blessed until I come your way next time. Bye-bye. Bye.